Hey, what's up YouTube? Balder here, and I am playing some more Flight Simulator 10. This time, I am going to be doing a regional flight. Regional-ish flights. It's not going to be something like a puddle jumping flight, but I'm not going to be traveling that far. I'm going to be flying from Denver. I'm currently in Denver International Airport, or at Denver International Airport. And I'm going to be flying to Boise's airport. It is really interesting because if you look at the way the airline industry is going, you're going to be seeing this aircraft a lot. This is the Canadair Regional Jet 700, an extended, elongated version of the CRJ 200. Now, this aircraft is becoming way more popular year by year, and there's a reason for that. When you have an instance where you have an aircraft this cheap and you fill it to the brink with passengers and you have a ton of them going around all over the place, then you will end up making a lot of money. The beauty about regional jets is that they are very cheap. Well, relatively cheap, to put it simply. They are easy to repair, they are very simple aircraft, and they don't cost that much money to fix or to even buy. Not only that, but you really don't pay the pilots who fly this a lot of money, which is kind of bullshit. Think of it this way. Regional jet pilots are pretty much the resident interns of hospitals or of the airline industry. Their hours are completely terrible. If you notice, it's like 4 in the morning here. They also don't get paid that much, so there is a little bit of a sinful downside to it. But there is one advantage that this thing does have. It is one of the most powerful aircraft that you can get in the civilian world, or in the transport world for that matter. The power-to-weight ratio is unrivaled by pretty much everything except for private jets. So there are some benefits to this. The only catch is that it can't carry a lot of passengers and it doesn't go that far compared to, I don't know, a 747. Still, these are interesting planes. I am going to be flying this, and I'm going to be taking off. Let's first get my takeoff clearance, and we'll get started.
Denver Tower, Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70, ready for IFR departure, runway 16 left. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70, cleared for takeoff, runway 16 left.
Alright, we're cleared to take off.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 left.
I'm going to turn the strobes on, and I am going to be... I should have set this beforehand. Oh well, too late now. Oh, come on. Don't be that way. Alright, so we're just going to ease ourselves into position. As such, I don't think I have any aircraft, any AI aircraft turned on, which is fine because it's definitely benefits my processor by not having all those planes, but it's pretty unrealistic considering just how dead this airport looks, and it's like, I think the 5th busiest airport in the world last I checked. It was the 5th busiest airport in the world back in 2008. So that's something to think about. Anyway, we are in position. Gonna turn our landing lights on. Anything else I need to do? Doesn't look like it. So I'm just gonna spool the engines up a little bit. Get it all stabilized, and then I'm gonna add a full throttle. And watch as the airspeed indicator comes up. Alright, 80 knots. gonna rotate at 140. Alright, rotate. And this thing picks up like a charm. Oh. A little bumpy there. Doesn't matter too much.
Bombardier Juliet 70, contact Denver, departure on 128.25. 128.25, Bombardier Juliet 70. Denver, departure, Bombardier November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70.
Alright, so I'm going to get the nav and altitude going.
Bombardier November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet 70.
And bring the last of the flaps up.
Roger, altimeter 3012. Bombardier Juliet 70.
Now I'm going to put in speed.
70, resume on navigation. Climb and maintain 12 knots. Turn right heading 270. Resume on navigation. Climb and maintain 12,000. Bombardier Juliet 70. Bombardier Juliet 70. Contact Denver, departure on 128.45. 128.45. Bombardier Juliet 70.
Wow, there are a lot of departures for airports, especially international. I can guarantee you, anything that gets you, anything that involves Class B airspace, you're going to have a lot of departures and center frequencies, approach frequencies, and pretty much everything regarding the airspace.
128.25 for Bombardier Juliet 70.
Alright, that is looking good. I just need to trim a little bit better. Alright.
Departure, Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70. Just climbing through 10,300, for 12,000. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70. Denver, departure, Roger, altimeter 3014.
For those of you who are curious, the altimeter 3014 refers to the barometer that you need to adjust in order to get the proper altitude. In America, it is measured by inches of mercury, 30.14 inches of mercury. However, everywhere else, they use millibars, and I'll just show you. Don't ask me what millibars are representative of or what they base it off, but they use millibars. That's all you need to know.
Denver departure, Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70, with you, 12,000. Bombardier, November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70, Denver departure, Roger, altimeter 3014, Bombardier, Juliet, 70, climb and maintain flight level 220, climb and maintain flight level 220, Bombardier, Juliet, 70.
Going to climb and maintain flight level 220, and then I'm going to put in the autopilot. Not only that, but since I'm above 10,000 feet, it is standard operating procedure to turn off the landing lights. And we also don't have any speed restriction. So let's turn this up to, I want to say, 300. Nah, let's be a little rebellious. Let's go 310. See what that does. And we don't need to follow 16,000 or 18,000 feet per minute in the climb rate. How about we change it up a little bit? 2,200 feet per minute? Oh, I think so. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, the beauty about regional jets is that they absolutely rock when it comes to climbing. If you were to try to do this with, let's say, a 767 or even a 757, you'll eventually run into some pretty bad trouble.
125.95, Bombardier, Juliet, 70.
Yeah, you cannot get this type of performance with one of those larger jets, and that's what's nice about regional jets. They are a little bit more fun, at least from what I can tell. Again, I am not an airline pilot, so maybe I'm a little bit inaccurate when I say it's more fun, but that's what it seems like. Alright, I'm going to change this back to inches of mercury because in America we do things right. Alright, 3015. I guess I don't need to change my course. That was kind of weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, we are right now over Idaho in our final descent. And we have already been given our, well, approach heading, which happens to be the same. I need to check that out. Right, so one key thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the miraculous benefits of these regional jets, since they have such a high power-to-weight ratio, they are really well suited for taking off and landing at small airports. Boise's airport happens to be one of those said airports. And that really makes it easier. So you can have these small towns with these airports, or maybe mid-ish sized cities like Boise, that don't really have big airports, but you can take these regional jets and you can send them there, and you can get passenger services, so you can send one of these regional jets to a place like Seattle or Denver or Salt Lake or another bigger airport, and you just create connections that way. That's one reason why regional jets are so popular. It really gives you options when it comes to more areas for you to work with, more airports, more regions, and therefore more money. That's still gonna see if we descend a little bit more. Alright. Whoa, things are very turbulent in our descent. You know, I might as well do the comms and do it that way. 128.55. There we go. And there we go. I'm 65 miles out of Boise, so should be heading there pretty quickly. I have to say that last night was pretty restless. I spent all day just chatting with my friends, and before that I watched a Twitch stream of Top Hats and Champagne, which afterwards I couldn't go to sleep. Then I decided to make this video, and well, here I am. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do during the nighttime, sit on my computer all day. Fun. But at least I can play all the flight simulators I want. So that's beneficial, right? I hope so. Why is my landing gear down? That was a weird one. Flaps are up, gear are up. Was that just like some random warning saying, hey, you are going faster than your landing gear exceeds, even though your landing gear is not even deployed? What the fuck? That change anything, maybe? That is weird. I have no idea why that was deployed. That was just odd. Oh well. Will do. I'll slow down to 250 as well. Whatever. I'm just gonna tune that way. Don't need to screw around with the radios. I know how to work them. Let's turn off our auto throttle as well. Don't really need that. I kind of have to wonder if the landing gear suffered damage. I am going to go under the assumption that yes. Yes, it did. Which is not good. Can I land without a landing gear? Yeah, but I wouldn't want to. At the very least, there are some ways to deal with that problem. As of right now, just need to keep the speed slow, get under 10,000, and I'm gonna decrease the vertical speed just a little bit before or increase the vertical speed for my descent, because I think that I'm getting way too close for comfort. Oh, that really doesn't tell me much. Doesn't tell me a thing, really, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I just want to know where the runway is and why they haven't told me to turn yet. Am I flying right into it? I must. Alright, well, maybe I should descend a little bit more, if that's the case. Also, it's very hazy. Which may not be a good thing, but that's fine, I can deal with that. Only problem is that I don't know the VOR for... Not the VOR, but the landing... What the fuck is it called? ILS. For those of you who do not know, an ILS is pretty much this radio beacon that pilots use to guide themselves to a runway. Get the correct ILS, and this little flight director that you have will make you follow the glide slope path all the way to the runway. It's very nice when you pretty much have no, and I mean absolutely no, visibility whatsoever. Which actually may not be a bad idea, come to think about it. Let's see. I see the airport. Let's see, I'm also trying to figure out the ILS. For Boise, I should have known that beforehand. I should have, like, my handy little book ready. .1, okay. That's... I could do that. I'm gonna put that back on. Okay. Well, I am going to pull this thing out. The mechanics are going to be pissed off at me. That is the emergency gear release. Now, when are they going to let me approach? Yeah. Oh, come on. Are gonna put in full flaps and whoa. Don't be that way. Alright, runway's in sight. Got a little bit of wind shear, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I am way too low. There we go. I want to get about a landing speed of 130 to 140, so I am a little bit fast, but I do need to align myself properly, and a little bit of a...
Don't sink.
I heard
Don't
you the
sink.
first time. Oh, come on.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Don't whatever.
Sink.
He won't shut up.
Don't
That's...
sink.
Oh, come on.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Going way too fast. But it looks like I'm right on the money. Well, close enough, I think. There we go. Much better. Let's get past the runway threshold. Alright, there we go. I'll just slam on the brakes there. Let's just close that. Flaps need to go up. Eye light needs to go off, and so does the strobe. Okay. Time to taxi to the gates. Really? Isn't that a little bit of an inconvenience? Not a big one, but still. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. And besides, I've been cleared to go onto this runway, so why not? Apparently, this is the only airplane in existence. I need to change that in the settings, though. Maybe switch it up a little bit. But oh well. Actually, no, this isn't a bad view at all. Why don't I just use that for taxiing? Looks good to me. I don't think I've been cleared to land on that runway, or to move on that runway. But then again, doesn't really matter. Should brake a little bit, and no, I'm not the best person when it comes to taxiing. At least not in this game. Alright, there we go. Into the gates. Usually we would be marshaled in. But I'm actually going to do things right this time. Just going to slow down a hair. Try to make it to the center line. There we go. Get the parking brake on. Get the jet bridge going. We don't need that anymore. You know, the jet bridges in Flight Simulator 10 are incredibly wonky. That's fine. I don't expect a whole lot from this a 2006 game, to be honest. Okay, now that jet bridge is down, what we are going to do is that I'm going to turn the fasten seatbelt sign off. Turn off both engines. But then I am going to start the APU and turn on the APU generator. Let's just get those off. Last thing we are going to do is turn off this beacon light. The beacon light is pretty much an indication that the aircraft is either in motion or the engines are starting or are just about to be started. So to put it simply, the beacon light is the stay the fuck away light. I guess is the best way to put it. So I guess I'll just open up the door, and everything is good to go. Anyway, that should be it for today. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Hope you enjoy these Flight Simulator flights as well. Just tell me if you want me to do any more. And if you want to donate me some awesome mods, then feel free. I'm definitely down for that. I'd love to try some more stuff, but As I said, that should be it for today. So with that said, like and favorite this video and subscribe. You guys have a nice day.